Recently, rumors have been spreading about a potential listing of the CRO token on the Binance exchange, adding fuel to the momentum of the CRO token climbing up all the way towards 12 cents. But is Binance truly going to list the CRO token? Well guys, I would say let's strap in and let's find out. This video is sponsored by Moonlander, the leverage trading platform on the Cronos chain. A few days ago, Pampa on X shared an article that caught the attention of many people online. Cronos potentially getting listed on the Binance exchange. And that would be a big milestone for the CRO token because, well, Binance is clearly the #1 exchange. Binance has about 28 billion of trading volume simply in the last 24 hours. And if you take a look on crypto.com, for example, that one only did about 4 billion of trading volume. So Binance is almost 10 times as big, and it's basically as big as the top 10 combined. So really, guys, Binance is basically a marketplace of its own. So being listed as a token is really important. And truth be told, it is definitely not impossible because if you take a look in the past here, the MCO token, the older brother of the CRO token, was also available on Binance before, unfortunately, it got delisted back in 2020. So, ladies and gentlemen, in this video, I do want to find out how reliable this source is and what the chances are to actually get that Binance listing. So don't forget to hit the like button and really strap in for this video. The article that started the rumor can be found on Be in Crypto. 3 altcoins to watch for potential Binance listing in July. And it's making the case for 3 tokens, so Useless, EULA, and the CRO token finally. And what it does mention that an asset listing on Binance often significantly boosts its value. And we can also see that in the past because if you take a look, this is the Cronos chart. And back in 2021, we did get a Coinbase listing for CRO on the 2nd of November of 2021. And directly after that listing, we went up about 400%. And Coinbase is definitely not as big as Binance, but it definitely did help with getting some more momentum, and a Binance listing could do the same. But okay, let's go back to the article and see what the reasoning is behind this potential listing. So it does mention CRO is a leading candidate for a Binance listing in July, following the proposed crypto blue chip ETF filing. And if you don't know what this ETF is about, check out this video in the top right. Anyways, the fund includes 70% Bitcoin, 15% Ethereum, 8% Solana, this is the kicker, 5% CRO tokens, and finally 2% XRP. So this positions Cronos as a key asset in the fund, so just below Solana, but above XRP. So very interesting, of course. Of the tokens in the proposed fund, only CRO is not currently listed on Binance. If the SEC approves the crypto blue chip ETF, Binance could fast track the Cronos listing. This move will likely draw more liquidity and investor interest towards CRO, fueling its price growth. So this is the base case, ladies and gentlemen, by Be in Crypto. And even though I am a big Crow bull, I do have a lot of question marks here with the statements by Be in Crypto. Because first and foremost, if the SEC approves, well, guys, the approval for this ETF can take months. So definitely no approval in July. And therefore, well, I also don't think we'll see any fast track already happening in July. And overall, it's more like wishful thinking, I feel like, by the author here, because we have had Cronos in the top 10 in the past already. And Cronos has been already, I think, a blue chip within the cryptoverse. And still, Binance hasn't listed it. But let's take a quick look at the actual listing procedure by Binance to find out what they really want. There are 3 places to get listed on Binance, one being Binance Alpha, but that's specifically made for new projects and also new tokens. And honestly, Cronos has been created all the way back in 2018, so it's no longer the new kid on the block. So no listing, unfortunately, on Binance Alpha. Then we have left Binance Futures and spot listing on Binance, but they both require the same 3 things: high trading volume, stable price, and compliance with token distribution schedule. And this is really interesting if you take a look at the first one, so high trading volume. Does Crow have enough trading volume? And if you take a look currently at CoinMarketCap, we're going to sort here on volume. We're going to see that Cronos is all the way down. You sort on highest volume. You can find it currently placed on number, where is it? Number 87 of the top 100. So the least traded token is the Sky token, and then we've got KuCoin and Gate token. So typically, guys, exchange tokens are not traded a lot, but 32 million, that's definitely not enough to really get that listing on Binance, I would say, for a typical token listing. The counter argument, though, might be, for example, here, the Binance Alpha token. So these are the small tokens listed on Binance. And there we have even tokens listed like Magpie that only get about $2,000 worth of trading volume. And they're still listed on the Binance exchange. But I do believe that those tokens will get delisted very, very soon. So if you take a look at number one, high trading volume, I would say not yet really. Then there we have stable price. Some people would call CRO a stable coin. There is volatility, but I would say overall, this is normal volatility for crypto. So yeah, regarding stable price, I would say Cronos is definitely okay there. Then we finally have compliance with token distribution schedule. And this one is a hard one because we recently had the 70 billion mint of new tokens. And that was kind of unexpected and also not really that transparent. And therefore, guys, I would say also here a no regarding the CRO tokens. So yeah, we do have the stable price, but not enough volume, and we still need to work on transparency regarding compliance with our token supply. Something else that I would like to mention is that Binance typically doesn't list other tokens created by a different exchange. So here I got a list of all centralized exchange tokens, and there we do see that, for example, BNB that has been created by Binance, of course, has been listed on their exchange. You can see here it is being traded with USDT, for example. But we go to the second token in the list, Unisat Leo, quite a big market cap, about 8 billion. Is it tradable on Binance? No, it's not tradable on Binance. As then go to the next one, Big Get token. Is it tradable on Binance? Well, it is not tradable on Binance. Then also, Cronos, not tradable on Binance. OKB then, tradable on Binance? No, no sign of Binance. Yeah, so overall, guys, Binance does not like to list the other tokens because I think they want to also protect their own competitive advantage with the BNB token. To be honest though, Crypto.com is doing the exact same thing. If you open their exchange and look for the BNB token, you cannot trade the BNB token. The same thing though for the BGB token by BitGet or also the OKX token. They're all not tradable on Crypto.com. So guys, they all want to protect their own token. Having said that, it is not impossible to get a listing. As you can see, sometimes it just happens very late in the cycle. So Coinbase only saw the potential of CRO after a lot of trading volume, after a lot of price gains already. So maybe CRO first needs to go up, and with all the volatility, with all these rumors, there is a potential of further gains, and only then we'll see a listing that brings us to those higher levels. But let's talk a bit more after a quick word of today's sponsor. If you want to trade this volatility with leverage, look no further, because Moonlander got you covered. You can trade CRO or other tokens with up to 100x leverage. But if you want to trade Bitcoin, you can go even up to 1000x. So that's quite degen. And the cool thing is that on Moonlander, you can also do tokenized stocks. For example, here, you can trade Microsoft directly on the Cronos chain. And also, don't forget, guys, soon there will be the Full Moon token launch also on the Cronos chain. Start trading now and get into the Full Moon token launch. Anyways, back to the potential listing of Cronos on the Binance exchange, because if you take a look at their past, it is definitely possible. So here we got this Medium article, Monaco expands strategic cooperation agreement with Binance. So what they mention is Monaco, that's a previous name of Crypto.com before they bought that iconic domain name. They did mention that the MCO BNB trading pair was announced, and also the MCO trading promotion. And that was, by the way, on Christmas Day. And then we had this beautiful artwork here with this nice Christmas ball and also the BNB logo. So guys, in the past, Crypto.com and Binance were clearly partnered. I do need to mention that though, those days were definitely different. If you take a look at the BNB chart, we're talking about back in 2018. And the tables definitely have turned, because back then, that was just before just before the beginning of 2018, BNB was trading at about $20. And now, BNB is a behemoth. We're talking about almost $700. So definitely, guys, I would say that Crypto.com and BNB, maybe back in the day, were a lot more equal. But now we do see that Binance is a behemoth, and therefore they have a lot more power in the space, of course. Even then, though, Binance also was a lot bigger. Anyway, Monaco, the pioneering payment and cryptocurrency platform, announced the expansion of the cooperation with Binance, and therefore also they got the MCO listing. And the nice thing is that in this article, we also got some good words by Chris talking about how excited they are about Binance. And also we got CZ, the former CEO of Binance, saying, well, that they're also very supportive of Monaco's goals to expand the ecosystem and drive cryptocurrency adoption globally. Mutual support for tokens is an important step as we continue to explore ways to broaden our integration. And I think this one is very, very important. Mutual support. So guys, I would say that Crypto.com should now take the first step. If Crypto.com could now list the BNB token back on the Crypto.com exchange, it would be a great sign of mutual support. And then maybe later in the cycle, we might see a CRO listing on Binance. But to be honest, guys, I can't find any official statement of an actual ending of the cooperation between the two companies. I don't know if they might renew their partnership in the future, but I do need to mention here that in the past, there's been quite a bit of negativity towards Crypto.com by CZ, as you can also find here on this subreddit. So maybe something happened behind closed doors, but I think we'll never truly find out what happened. It might have just been that Binance and CZ are done with partnerships after the bad things that happened with FTX, because yes, Binance lost a lot of money for their customers and also for their own treasury with the FTT token. They do say though that time heals all the wounds, so maybe in a few months we do get that magical tweet that says CRO getting listed on Binance, but I'm not counting on it by now, guys, and we also don't need it to get back to $1, as we also didn't need Binance back then to get to the $1 target in 2021. So guys, don't forget to hit the like button if you found this video was informational, and also don't forget to strap in for more Crypto.com and CRO related news. And if you want to learn more, don't forget to check out this video as well.